Alright, so this is Sonic Adventure 2. As most of you know, this game was originally released for the Dreamcast in June of 2001, but we're actually going to be looking at the Gamecube version, which was ported over, basically released a little bit later, with a little bit of extras added in. Alright, so getting right into it, this is of course the first level in the game, and we're already off to a great start. As you can see with the speed, this game just flies. It looks gorgeous. I mean, the Sonic Adventure games were great looking Dreamcast games. This one was even better looking than Sonic Adventure. And, you know, this game, like I said, came out in June of 2001. Now, this game is pretty unique because it's actually developed by Sonic Team USA, and this game came out in the United States before it came out in Japan, which is very, very strange. When this game came out in Japan, in June 23rd, it came out in North America June 19th, came out in Japan June 23rd, so it wasn't an extreme difference, but June 23rd actually marked the 10th anniversary for Sonic the Hedgehog, from the original Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Genesis. So that was pretty awesome. This game introduced two new playable characters, Shadow the Hedgehog and Rogue the Bat. You also get to play as a lot of the characters you know from the other Sonic the Hedgehog games. So you don't just play as Sonic in this game, and a lot of the levels have a different style of gameplay. So I mean, right now, like I said, this is the first level. We're playing as Sonic the Hedgehog, and it's all about the speed. You know, this game reminds me of the first level in Sonic Adventure. You jump in, it's fast, it's action-packed, it's fun and it's fast. And that's exactly what a Sonic game should be. A lot of people consider this the last good Sonic game, the last good Sonic game that was actually developed by Sega or by Team Sonic, Sonic Team, sorry. Interesting thing here also is being Sonic Adventure 2 on the Gamecube. This is the very first Sonic the Hedgehog game ever to be released on a Nintendo system. I mean, once again, the fall of the Dreamcast, the fall of Sega as a hardware manufacturer, and who would have ever thought back in the day that you would see a major, well, Sonic the Hedgehog period on the Nintendo, let alone a Sega, a Sega game, Sonic the Hedgehog, a true Sonic the Hedgehog game released on a Nintendo system. So here we are on to another level, and here we're playing as Tails, and Tails always has, airplanes and crazy gadgets that he can use. So here you're in some sort of like a walking mech thing, and you can fire missiles. Like I said, it's a totally different style of game, completely different gameplay than with Sonic. Of course, with Sonic, it's all about the speed, running through these tracks. And here, it's, you're locking onto targets and shooting at them, so it changes up the gameplay. It's, makes it so it's not just the same thing over and over again. And it's kind of fun. You can go through this game in a story mode, or you can go through and play different levels in different order. Once you beat the levels, you can go back and play them and try and beat your score, or beat your time. Back to another high-speed Sonic level. Gives me a minute to stop talking about the levels and the gameplay and just talk about this video. I had some trouble recording the video. I'm not sure what happened. I had the same problem when I did Resident Evil 4 on the Gamecube. The sound was really distorted. It was probably even worse here. I've never had trouble with the TV tuner in that regards, other than I think with some of the Gamecube games, and definitely here on the Wii. it's almost like the line out is either too low and the TV tuner tried to boost it, or it was too high and it comes out really distorted. Everything sounds, it's all clipped. It's like, you know, your preamp level's way too high. So it actually sounded like absolute garbage, and I almost wasn't even going to, you know, review this game. I was just going to delete the footage. But then I realized as long as I keep the volume quiet enough while I'm talking and it's in the background, you can't really notice it, but unfortunately I can't, or at least I don't want to play the music loudly. The game has awesome music, you'll just have to take my word for it. A lot of lyrics, you know, poppy rock songs with lyrics. It's well, I guess also depending on the level and the style of gameplay, the music changes. I mean, in Sonic's levels, it's all this kind of fast pop rock music, but in some of the levels, it's more exploring, and the music's slower or more mysterious. So yeah, the music changes on the type of level you're in, but overall, the game has amazing music. But unfortunately, I can't really show it off because in this recording, it just turned out way too distorted sounding. Alright, so here's a level with Knuckles, and I mean well, to be honest with you guys, this is actually the first time I've played the game. I played it for a few minutes on the Dreamcast, but I never actually owned it on the Dreamcast. And, you know, having picked this up on the Gamecube later, this is actually really the first time I've played past, like, the first level. So, yeah, I was really surprised as soon as I got through the first level, and you're playing as Knuckles, and it's like, holy cow, it's a completely different game. You know, obviously Knuckles can fly. Well, he can kind of glide around, and he can climb the walls. So he can get up really, really high, and obviously his levels are geared more towards that, geared more towards exploring, getting up really high. The levels are, you know, there's a lot more to explore in the levels. They're not just linear like they are in Sonic's levels. So here we're actually trying to find like hidden objects, and you get hints all around, and you're exploring. So it's, once again, it breaks up the boringness of just being Sonic and running fast all the time. Which, I mean, those levels are great, but it would probably get boring after 3 or 4 of those levels. So, I mean, once again, they did an awesome job in this game, dividing it up like that. And of course, another high-speed Sonic level. Once again, the music, you know, is faster now, and the speed is just amazing as you just run through it. And, you know, it's more like a racing game now than anything. But I guess that's how 3D Sonic games should have been. I don't know, do you guys think this is better, or do you think the side-scrolling stuff, like Sonic 4, and, you know, I guess actually Sonic Colors is a good mix, isn't it? You get the side-scrolling stuff, and you get the, you know, the high-speed racing levels, if you want to call them, like this. But, yeah, I mean, once again, great-looking game. For a game 2001 on the Dreamcast, amazing-looking game. I don't think they really did anything to improve the graphics on the GameCube version here. I think it's pretty much as close to a direct port, if you will, as you can get. I mean, it's not like they're gonna, you know, redo the textures just to bring the game over to the GameCube, which in theory I guess could have supported, you know, mildly better graphics, but yeah, definitely wouldn't have been worth it. So yeah, graphics are basically the same as they would have been on the Dreamcast version. Just so happens to be on the GameCube. Alright, and we'll show you one last level playing as Knuckles. Once again with Knuckles, it's usually more about exploring, and in this level you really have to explore around and try and search for things. Now you can use Knuckles' ability to dig. He can basically dig into the ground to find hidden things in the ground. And I have to admit, I kind of got lost here. I kind of got lost in this level, not knowing where to go or where to find all the things I was looking for. And this is sort of where I gave up for the time being. And so I guess we'll leave it off here. I mean, overall, definitely an awesome game. I would rather own this game on the Dreamcast. You know, I'm a fan of the Dreamcast, obviously. This game is proud to be on the Dreamcast, I guess you could say. And as a Dreamcast owner, I think you should definitely have this game for the Dreamcast. So, yeah, I just so happen to have it on the Gamecube now. But when I find a copy out and about in good condition, I will definitely pick it up just to have it on the Dreamcast because, like I said, it definitely just belongs there.